cascade of blood squirted rhythmically. "You should have kept your nose out." Peter rested his head on his arm. Crushing tiredness overtook him. He didn't care anymore. His body beyond repair, and a deep cold spread through his body. "If I just close my eyes for a moment," he thought, as his heart pumped the last drop of life from his battered body. His head fell forward, and he was gone. Chapter 1. Matakana. Lexi was enjoying the early morning peace in the garden, clasping her cup of Earl Grey with its scent of bergamot and citrus. The warmth of the sun caressed her bare legs. A light breeze rolled over the gently undulating hills of Matakana wine country. A rogue gust caught her nut-brown tresses, and Lexi remembered she ought to book an appointment to have a cut, and the odd grey hair eliminated. Sweeping it off her face, she reached for the elastic band around her wrist and tied it up. The haircut would have to wait until after the harvest, anyhow. It was early. The family was still sleeping. She loved the quiet contemplation and appreciated the surrounding beauty, highlighted by the morning sun shining through the treetops, making the dewdrops in the garden sparkle like diamonds. The sweet, pungent smell of late summer fruit in the warming air was comforting, the gentle buzzing of honeybees, flitting from flower to flower. Her mind was wandering. She glanced over her shoulder at her childhood home, the grand old homestead that held so many fond memories, and took another sip of tea. It had been a tough year for the entire family. Their vineyard was doing well. The operation had expanded a lot in the last few years, but with that came the stress, not the least on her and Avery's marriage. Gabriel, their eldest, had mixed with the wrong crowd at school and got into some trouble, which hadn't helped either. The soft yellow two-story villa's crisp white trim had been looked after over the years. The large front porch, framed by beautiful fretwork, was used only for special occasions. It was easier to use the side entrance, straight through to the kitchen. Gabriel had just been a baby when they'd moved to Matakana and taken over the family property 16 years ago. Since then, the two girls had come along. Samantha was now 14 and Evie 9. With the development of the motorway and the tunnel from Auckland, the range of cafes, restaurants, art galleries, and the famous farmers' market on Saturdays, the Matakana Valley was flourishing. Being on the main road to Matakana Village helped, and the influx of visitors during weekends and holidays benefited their salador and farm shop. In the early days, Lexi's father had grown vegetables and kept a herd of dairy cows, like his father and grandfather before him. Thankfully, in the 1980s, Bob had the foresight to join a few of the progressive farmers planting the first grapes to produce wine. The valley's cool maritime climate during the winter months, combined with a pleasant prevailing northeasterly during the warm summer, made it ideal for growing Cabernet-based reds, Chardonnay, Pinot Gris, and Riesling. Avery planted more vines when they bought the property, putting his heart and soul into the business, expanding production from a relatively modest operation to a label respected locally and overseas. The first few years had been tough, with a lot of work and not much money coming in. The area produced some award-winning reds, and even their Matakana Valley wines had won accolades. They had dreamt big, been full of ideas and enthusiasm. Lexi still had the odd night of insomnia, lying in bed and staring at the ceiling. Avery was always calm, not at all like her, prone to stress out about the minor things around her, the kids, the homestead. There was always something. Now it seemed they had drifted apart, especially after what happened last year. Not that it had gone as far as Avery sleeping with that woman, but it had been close.